the music of Al Hirt and his trumpet, the Navy Swings. This is George Fenneman for your United States Navy and Naval Reserve, presenting the world's outstanding exponents of jazz. From New Orleans to Chicago, from Dixieland to progressive, from the pulsing heart to the tapping toe, it's the 2-beat and 4-beat of true American jazz. On deck are the great names of jazz: Bob Crosby, Audrey Previn, George Shearing, Murray McEachran, Dick Stabile, Paul Horn, and featuring this week, the sensational trumpet of Al Hirt and his band. Give an actor a day off and he'll run straight to a theater. Give a plumber a day off and he'll fix the neighbor's sink. Give a musician a few hours off.
Yeah, and you draft him for the Navy Swings.
Al Hirt, there are 8 or 9 little reasons at your house why you're exempt from any draft. Say, which is it, 8 or 9?
Well, if you give me a dime for the phone, I'll make sure.
Anyway, Al, for you, this is a brass man's holiday.
Now, you wouldn't like to hear a tune by that name, would you, George?
Well, if there is such an animal, let's have it.
Well, look, stand back. This one's kind of wild. It's a Billy May arrangement.
Al Hirt taking a brass man's holiday on the Navy Swings. Let's talk about the college graduates who are attending the Navy's Officer Candidate School in Newport, Rhode Island. There, these men, eager to serve their country, are gaining the knowledge that will make them eligible to become officers in our great Navy. They've come from all over the nation for an intensive 16-week course. At OCS, they're forming fast friendships with others who, like themselves, recognize that these are times when young Americans have a unique opportunity to take their place in the ranks of our most honored men. The OCS man knows that today's naval officer holds one of the most envied positions in our role as leader of the free world. You are eligible for OCS, regardless of your marital status, so long as you're a college graduate. See your Navy recruiter for full details on how OCS can help you help your country. Now, let's turn in the direction of Al Hirt once more.
Yeah, and you'll notice that when I'm around, you can turn in almost any direction and find me there.
Al, I want you to know I had no intention of mentioning your truly monumental physique.
You mean my fat?
Well, let's just say you're not diet conscious.
Oh, but I was. Yeah, I checked with 3 different doctors. One wanted me to shed 100 pounds, another said 50 pounds, and the third one, like the first, also suggested losing 100 pounds.
And?
Well, you figure it out, George. If I listened to those 3 doctors, I'd weigh in at exactly 50 pounds today.
A sad tale, Al.
And I have a tune to go with it.
Al Hirt, listening to you play Birth of the Blues reminds me of a story about you that I'd like to let our Navy Swings audience know about.
Well, since I have no secrets anymore, what is it?
Well, our loyal fans may recall that you appeared with us about 3 years ago.
Right.
And that came about as a result of our producer, Will Voller, stopping in at a New Orleans club where you were appearing.
I remember it well, George. I had just finished playing Birth of the Blues when the maitre d' handed me Will's card. I went over to his table and met his lovely wife, Ann, and the next thing I knew, I was scheduled to appear on 4 Navy swing shows.
And at that time, Al, your talents were best known in New Orleans.
Yeah, the Navy Swings was just about my first national appearance. Actually, George, it began a series of lucky breaks for me. I told Will that any time the Navy had room for me again, I'd like to come back, and thank you all for starting the ball rolling.
Well, Al, not that you need it, but how about Second Chance?
Well, so we don't confuse anyone, that's the title of the next tune, written by Andre Previn, a great song.